guys, Grumpy Man here. Hope you're doing okay. It's Christmas Day, all that good stuff. Just doing an update video. I'm going to do a bunch of videos on this car. So as we know, I have 2024 Mustang GT, pretty much fully loaded. That is going to go away. Lots of reasons. I switched my career a little bit up and I'm paying a lot of money for that car, and I do not drive. My new position is fully remote. So this I've had for 8 months and I've put maybe 5,000 kilometers on it. So that's like what, 3,000 miles ish. Anyway, beautiful car, looks, no tires, the whole thing. Obviously it's not a good winter car and so on and so forth, but yeah, so sad. But I also need a car that if my fiance's car breaks, she can drive. This is a manual. She can drive manual, but she drives in heavy traffic for at least an hour and a half each way. So like almost 3 hours a day in traffic. So not really good. And like I said, it's not a winter car. I can drive it, not in a lot of snow though. It's even with the electronics and decent tires, it's like, anyway. So I bought this. So this is a 2015 Ford Police Interceptor sedan. So it's basically a police Ford Taurus. So these come off auction. I was looking for a cheap car that I can just pay cash for. I don't want a car payment or anything, and I just need something that's reliable, half decent in the snow, and has a bit of room. I've got a couple dogs. And like I said, something that my fiance can take. She has an Elantra, which is good. It's paid for, 2014, so it's old, but easy to work on. I've done brakes, done a whole bunch of stuff on it, so that's good. So anyway, so this is basically this is a 2015. It has the 3.7. I wanted one with 3.7 because I didn't want to have to deal with turbos, and with the idling that these cars do. This can have issues too with catalytic converters and so forth, but not as much. And turbos are expensive. And yeah. So yeah, so it's 3.7, it's 305 horsepower. I forget the torque, but 280 or something like that, 6-speed. This one is pretty clean, only 88,000 kilometers. Which is really good. It's pretty clean. It's got the nice police wheels with snow tires because I'm in Quebec, so it's mandatory to have snow tires. And yeah, so it's all-wheel drive. It's basically front drive with sends power to the back. So this one's pretty clean. There's a few nicks in here. This door, it rubs. You can kind of hear it there. That should be a fairly easy fix. I drove it yesterday. I picked it up yesterday, Christmas Eve. I paid $5,800 for it, which is ridiculous. So cheap. I was looking at other cars, like, you know, under $8,000. I'm just west of Montreal. And basically you're getting like Civics and Jettas and Mazda 3s that are rusted, over 200,000 kilometers, and like just beat the crap. And I didn't want a manual. So this is fine. Right now what I was doing, I'll show you the interior. It's okay. I just wiped it up so you can see. It's definitely a bare bones police. It's got the column shifter instead of the shifter, but it actually has a console, which is cool. It's got no carpets. It's got vinyl, which are dirty. I haven't cleaned those yet. I just basically give the windows a wash. So pretty cool. There's a radio. There's 4 speakers. I'm gonna get some sort of adapter. And there's the back. This is a bit beat up. It's missing the police dome lamp. So I am gonna try and if the wire's still there, I'm just gonna get the original dome lamp. I don't really care what it looks like. I just don't want the hole in the ceiling, and the rest is okay. You got a big vinyl seat in the back. Like I said, it's got 2 speakers in the back, look like 6x9s, and there's like 5 1/4. It's got a radio. And it's got a CD player. Apparently I can maybe able to burn an MP3 CD for now. But yeah, I'm gonna have to wire for my dash cam. The Mustang has a plug right behind the mirror, so I'm gonna have to run a wire around, and I'm gonna wait to do that so I can get some sort of adapter for the radio, just so I can get an adapter for my iPhone, which is gonna be mounted here, because this, if I get it a bit sticky with double-sided tape or something, this piece you can change. And when I do replace the radio, China makes one. It goes all the way down here like this, but it kind of hangs over these things. It's not great, but it has a lot of features. backup camera and all that. But my backup camera is actually in the rear view mirror, and that will stay. So anyway, the radio works. It's not the end of the world. And like I said, I don't drive. I have a phone mount coming, and I'll just put a little cigarette lighter USB port to power it for now. But I would like to have audio out from my phone, not use one of those radio adapters where you can tune it plugs into your phone and you can tune to a radio station. Typically doesn't seem to work that great, and I'd rather have something direct. There is an aux, so there is an aux plug. There's an aux input. It's just not, I don't think it's wired. So anyway, there's good forums. I'm gonna get used to that. Oh, sorry, I'll get that fixed. Someone's put this because I don't really understand. These are Gyprock screws here. So there's a few of those in the car. That's fine. Like I said, this is a beater. Heated seats, I've got some. It doesn't have heated seats, obviously. It did come with key fobs, which normally they don't, because you see it has a key. It's not a push to start. But I got like 6 keys with it and 2 key fobs, and the key fob is good for, I can unlock the doors and I can open the trunk. It's good. Remote start, probably I'd be able to do it. I don't have the switch under the hood, I don't think. So yeah. So it's pretty clean. There's a few spots. It's a white car, so you can kind of see if it's been worked on because you have different shades of white, which is kind of weird to say. I was just changing these bulbs to LED. I had these for my Explorer ST. They're basically, there's a rubber grommet and there's a resistor built into it, so it's got a little coil. On my Explorer, they weren't throwing errors, but you give someone a kind of a seizure in back of me because it was just flashing crazy, like crazy. But the dash, oh no, sorry, the turn signal on the dash would sometime go, but it was random. So I took them out and I put the incandescent ones back in. And I got these little guys here. I don't know, you can't really see, but those are just little 110 bulb or 168 bulb. These I don't have. So these are, it's like an old fuse kind of thing. So I have to put the trim back here. The trunk is pretty, there's nothing. You can see that big brace back there. That is an X brace and it goes under the back seat. These cars are really solid, okay? I don't know what a normal Taurus weighs, but this, I thought my Mustang was heavy at like 3,800 pounds. This is pretty much 4,200 pounds. It's got bulletproof doors, apparently. The front doors, they can withstand 30 caliber. That's why if you look here, there's an extra strap here. In case the wind catches your door, I suppose. There's some stuff here, but that's from the roof rack, but it doesn't leak when I hosed it. I think I had a minor leak one of the windows, but the weather stripping is a little bit, in French we say magané, a bit messed up. And I didn't clean it all the way yet. I did a fast wash just to see everything and to see if it leaked, and I washed the engine. Was actually just dirt, wasn't really grease or anything. It's Christmas Day, so I don't have any parts. I'm gonna go on Boxing Day. Don't think I want anything to do with Boxing Day, so maybe Friday I'll zip out to the store. I'm gonna do oil change. I'm gonna check the transmission fluid. I'm gonna do the cabin air filter, so oil and filter. Coolant looks pretty good. I'll hold off on that because I prefer to do that outside. It's basically minus 18 Celsius right now, so it's really effing cold out. Yeah, and when I hosed it down in the cracks here, it was full of leaves and muck. So I got, well, anyone that has a car knows that, around the door handles when you spray water. So it's not bad. There's there's a few drips here and there, I think just when I hose down the engine. So it's nice. It's got dual exhaust. Basically goes into two, it's almost a dual exhaust. There's a shared resonator up in the middle, but there's two separate outputs. So you have 2 outputs and they go into 2 until that resonator, and then it splits back out to 2. I think you can get mufflers for it. I honestly don't care that much. Here, there's been some work done. So there's a dent. I can feel there's some Bondo here, minor, and a little bit of rust here. That's not so bad. The wheels are in fairly good shape. Tires, good enough for this year. They're a weird size, not a weird size, an odd size. So 245, 55, 18. There's not a lot of choice. I looked at the equivalent of tire rack is here it's called pneu à rabais, so like discount tires in Quebec. And yeah, so summers were not, but I think I'll just go on Facebook Marketplace and just get some. I'll get a size that's like close, I think. I'd love to track down another set of these wheels in good shape. I like to switch wheels, it's just easier. But not the end of the world, like I said. The dash is very, very simple here. It's nothing. I got the key here. Yeah, so you can see no check engines. Well, it's not running. Very basic. There's no temperature gauge, which some of them had temperature gauge, but this has the temperature in the little computer there. 88,000 kilometers. Like, you can't go wrong. You got steering wheel controls. The cruise control works. Everything works. You have the trunk release here, and it only works when. See, it doesn't work now. It only works when the car is on and you have like 10 seconds or 15 seconds to go and actually open it, or otherwise it relocks. That's because it's a cop car. Yeah, and if I could put a screen here, I don't know. Like if I can just not touch this and maybe just put one of those CarPlay screens here, but I haven't decided. But this could be, like I said, this could be sacrificial. It comes with some sort of center speaker when you get the fully loaded one. What I want to find is the same dash from a Taurus, but with the 8-inch. Okay, so if I can find the 8-inch, then I can just slap one of those aftermarket radios that have CarPlay and everything right in here. The one that I was looking at is Car Navi Play or something like that, and it's a whole unit from here to here, and in the back there's 2 boxes. And you do have you keep a CD player, DVD, blah blah blah. I think it runs on Android, and it comes to about here. So you have all new HVAC controls. It's an 8-inch standard touchscreen with all the stuff, and it's like 45 watts times 4. I think it would be ample. I mean, I can get like just some better than stock speakers and that, and I think I'd be happy. But like I said, that would be more for my fiance if she were to take it. And if it's snowing, I'd probably want her to take this, because this thing is solid. It drives like a tank. My ex has a Charger 2014 with the V6 and all-wheel drive. That was fairly solid, although that is rear drive based and shoots power to the front. So that's easier to work on too, because it's not transverse. It's a longitudinal motor. Anyway, so these are going to get changed too. These little lights here. I got those 168 lights, I believe. I just got to figure out. Oh, that's another trunk release up here. That's weird. Yeah, they did something here. There was so I don't have the. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to be kind of careful with these. I'm not quite sure how these pop out, but I have a little pick, so I'm gonna try and do that. But the lights in the back, if I flip them on, so those are much brighter, and I'm a big fan of having decent lights. Now they're not messing up yet, so we'll see. For the front, the headlights aren't that easy. The bulbs aren't that easy to get to. I ordered some LED ones, and normally I'm not a fan of that because the reflector. I thought they were HIDs, because when I hit the high beams, there's a clunk. And when I had a focus with HIDs or xenons or whatever, it did that. So that's the turn signal in there. I have bulbs for that. There's one of those mini bulbs, so I have that. That would be that hole there. Sorry, I'm using an obnoxious finger. This hole here would be for the police lights. It's missing the cap, so that's why there's some gunk in here. There's a big like rubber cap that goes on the back. It's like a little weather seal. That's done. So these all have. See, there's a bar back there that was for something. These all have extra coolers. So the thing, why would you get a police car? Very briefly, they're maintained. So every 3 months or so, they get their maintenance to the letter. So do they have a lot of idle hours? Yeah, this one I forget how much it has. It's not so bad. Maybe 6,000 idle hours, maybe. not so bad. And like I said, it runs, and it's under 100,000 kilometers. But they are maintained. So they're typically, yes, they can be beat up a little bit inside. Cops don't care. Obviously, it's not their job to care about the car so much. Just fine. What goes on these, there's the transfer unit, the PDU, the power delivery unit. It's like a transfer case that sends to the back. It's very hard to get to. And Ford's like every 100, I think in American units, it's I think 100,000 miles they want you to do it. And I watch a few videos with Ford techs, and they're like, no, you need to do it every 25,000. This is basic gear oil, 75 W140 synthetic gear oil. But you have to put a tube from up here, because otherwise you have to remove the catalytic converters. Drain it, measure it, and it's like half a quart. So basically the thing is there's not enough liquid in there, so it tends to burn out fast. But I didn't smell like a natural gas rotting egg smell when I was driving it. So it usually means that that's okay, because that's what happens. It starts to get hot. There is a temperature sensor. It will throw a code. So yeah, I checked the fluids fast. I got to check the transmission fluid. It's underneath the airbox. It does have another crossbar here. So it's very, yeah, it was pretty dirty. The engine was, now this is fine. I'm not that, I mean, the Mustang, obviously the Mustang it's immaculate, but like I got it in March, and yeah. No problems, by the way, with that car. There've been a couple of recalls. I have a hospital being built near here, and they're broadcasting Bluetooth. So when I drive by, my CarPlay kind of disconnects. It kind of overwhelms my system. But I think there's a bunch of people complaining about that. So they're using like unregulated, I don't know, Bluetooth or 2.4 gig something for their security cameras or something. Anyway, so yeah, so that's it. It works. Works great, and for for $5,800, it's a tank. The body is in very decent shape. I'm gonna fix the little rust bits here too. There's a couple, which is just some rocks, and people you're scraping your window with a scraper because we get lots of ice here. You nick it. That's from the light bar. That's fine. That I can just sand. I got white paint from my fiance's car. I'd got the matching paint. I also got cans of Grabber Blue for that. Because I was going to get a K&N intake kit, and then you don't need it on these cars. That's a whole other story. If you just want to tune these things, well, you can't tune it yet. Anyway, so this is fun. Actually, my fiance hasn't driven it yet. I just got it yesterday, so I drove 60 something kilometers in it. Drives perfectly straight, nice on the highway. Cruise control works. Transmission works fine. It doesn't, on the dash, you only see like park, reverse, neutral, drive. There is a low mode on the end of the shifter, and that just like basically, I did it, I was doing like 30 kilometers an hour, and it was way too much. RPMs went. But there's pursuit mode in the transmission too, and there's a whole bunch of things. If you really hammer it, it will shift very aggressively. They get maybe 20 miles to gallon, these things. They're heavy, and yeah, I don't really care about that. It probably gets worse mileage than my Mustang, actually. My Mustang was getting very, very good mileage. Yeah, I was getting about the same, 11 liters, 100 kilometers, which is about 20 in that. But I'm hooning that around. So that's not gonna get driven much until they come take it away. I'll take it out. I want my son to try it. He never tried it. But with winter and all, I have to find like a nice dry space that he can just say that he drove it. Okay, so this is long enough. I'll have more videos. I'm gonna be doing some mods on this. Right now, like I said, I'm just going over all the bulbs, making all the bulbs are working, replacing them with LED when I can, and gave it a cleaning. I cleaned all the windows, wiped the dash. I need just to scrub the vinyl for the carpets there, and get a few pieces of a few things for the electronics, just so I can actually just have my phone in a, so I can at least see Waze on my phone for now, and it's good. Okay, so stay safe, have a good holiday. It is Christmas Day. I don't celebrate Christmas too much. I'm not a big fan, but a lot of you do, so stay safe, and I'll have motorcycle videos too. She's over there. She's way in the back there, parked for the winter. I'm gonna have to get a new helmet next year. Mine's expired. It's like 5 years old, so yeah, we'll see in the spring what's going on, but hopefully I ride. I didn't ride that much either, since I didn't have it for 3 months. this summer, so hopefully next summer we can get on it a lot, make some more videos. All right, take care, guys. See you later.